Jesse, it was a weird game. I mean, the first 17 minutes, you guys were up 22-0. You were bossing the game. In fact, you were bossing until quite late in the game. What actually happened?
Yeah, I think we were obviously very happy with how we started. But yeah, the second half didn't kind of go as planned. But yeah, credit to Australia. I think they played really well and kind of did well with the mistakes we made and turned those counter opportunities into tries. So yeah, credit to them.
Do you think that what they really did well was actually hang in there? Because I mean, there were so many mistakes you guys made in the 22 where you could have actually been further ahead at half time. I mean, 22-7 was almost like flattering to the Aussies that you went further ahead.
Yeah, but then again, I think we didn't have a look at ourselves. I don't think we took the opportunities that we had created, like you said. Yeah, credit to Australia as well for, like you say, hanging in there and fighting. I think they've showed that they're a team that's willing to stay in the fight. And unfortunately, at this level, if you're not at your best every minute of the game, you get punished. So I think that's exactly what happened tonight.
You guys were almost perfect in the aerial battle early on, and then it felt like later in the game you almost weren't kicking as much as you were earlier on. There wasn't the sort of, in other words, what I'm saying is you didn't sort of mix up the game possibly than maybe you should. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think we know aerially we are an extremely dangerous team. Obviously, I haven't had a look at the game yet, but yeah, I think something we'll probably have a chat about this week. But yeah, like I say again, Australia found a way and scored a few turnover tries against the run of play that hurt us. And, yeah, so I think it's credit to them. They had a great plan and it worked.
Jesse, we asked Rassi upstairs now. We thought you guys overplayed a little bit, especially when Australia scored the second try early after the second. Do you feel that's the case that you should have gone a little bit more conservative and tried to manage the game a little bit better?
I think in hindsight, it's always easy to say you should have done this, you should have done that. Like I said, I haven't watched the game yet, but we'll obviously go have a look. And aerially, is one of our strengths. Then again, Australia were great. They obviously had a plan, and yeah, they executed that plan really well, and we never asked for it in the second half. So we'll go have a hard look at ourselves, and the great thing about rugby is we get another chance next week. So.
Jesse, in that first half, well, at the start, the first 20, you guys seemed really fired up, and then you seemed to fall off over the rest of the half, and then the second half, you guys were just really flat and didn't really show the kind of fight that you're really known for and that we've seen throughout. You know, what was sort of the feeling out there, and why were the guys not able to really pick themselves up in that second half?
Yeah, can't really put my finger on it yet. I obviously haven't watched the game yet, but yeah, I definitely think there were a few incidents that were big momentum changes in the game, and probably things that we could have controlled a bit better. But yeah, that's like I say, Australia came with a great plan, and they had answers for that. And I think every turnover opportunity that they got, they ended up scoring from. And I think at this level of the game, when you make mistakes, it ends up in points. So yeah, I think we will definitely have to be better. But then again, Australia were great, and credit to them.
I mean, obviously later on you were chasing, so you gave away a try. I mean, you were on the attack there. I mean, that sort of thing happens. But you were actually ahead when I think Wallaby scored that intercept try.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you should have, I keep putting you under pressure here. It's not as if you make all the calls, but maybe the sort of game management should have been better then. I mean, you were leading, and I think you were trying to run for the ball back from down here, and then that's when the intercept came.
Yeah, I think I was probably one of the most experienced players in the backline, and I could have maybe handled things a bit better, and maybe we could have controlled the game, and I should have probably, as a leader, maybe have done that. So it's never down to the guys kicking the ball, it's the guys around them, and I think it's easy to now put pressure on one guy, but leaders like myself and experienced players should come through there and get us maybe doing things like what you say. So it's never one person, it's always the whole team, and yeah, like I say, experienced players like myself need to put up their hands and make those calls during games, not after games.
Just in the context of the tournament now, there's been a lot of talk about ahead of it, it's going to be tough, even rushing match. Does this sort of result also prove it, just how tough it's going to be for you guys to try and defend this title, and also how tough it is to play in the rugby championship?
Well, we knew from going into this competition that it was always going to be tough. I think every rugby championship is extremely tough. The games are only getting harder. But yeah, I think it's the first week. Like I said earlier, we get another chance next week to go out and make, I suppose, the results right. It's up to us on how we bounce back from this and how we pull together as a team. But yeah, I've said it a lot of times. Australia were good tonight. Don't take credit away from them. They played really well. They were energetic. They had a great second half, one of the best second halves I've seen them play. So credit to them. They had a great plan. They've got a good coach, great players. But yeah, we will pull tight as a team and come back with better plans next week.
But you've actually been here before. Okay, I was beginning that after the first game in the World Cup in 2019. You got injured and you went home, but the team as a whole have been in that situation before where you've lost an opening game. I'm thinking particularly of World Cups, and you've then come back and it's actually, in a way, I mean, it's going to sound odd, but maybe it's good to have that pressure test, if you know what I'm saying.
I think we all at this level you enjoy the pressure, and there's ebbs and flows and ups and downs that as I suppose as a team and as an individual you kind of go through in your career, and I think this is no different to what we've experienced in the past. But yeah, it's all about, I think the true test is all about how you bounce back and how you respond, and I think that's one of the great things about the sport is it's a true test of character. I think a test match it's called a test match for a reason, because it tests your character, it tests how you bounce back, and I suppose how you stick together and pull together as a team. So great challenge ahead of us. I think the guys will be excited about it going into this week, and we're South African and we get up and we fight again. So.
And Jesse, do you think that sort of the level of the teams that you guys played in the mid-years maybe contributed a bit in that they weren't as competitive? Last year you guys had Ireland before the Rugby Championship. This year Italy and Georgia probably not as competitive, and then you've got a fired up Australia coming straight from a very good British and Irish Lions tour. Did you feel that maybe played any part?
No, I don't think so. I think Georgia and Italy respectively were great teams to test us in different parts of the game. I think then again tonight we weren't, I suppose, as good as we normally are in certain areas of the game. But it's up to us to fix that and to be better. But I don't think just because we played, if you want to call it tier 2 nation teams, that it was that the result was that tonight. I think it's a lot of different things. So I definitely don't think it was that.
You didn't. You didn't start the game like the team that hadn't been playing tough rugby. You started the team. You started the game looking like the team that actually had just come from a Lions series.
Yeah, that was obviously the plan to start fast and accurate, and I think we were. And then I think at this level you need to be able to do it for 80 minutes, and if you don't, you get punished. And I think that was a reflection of what happened tonight. So yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
Please, you got the entire person.